Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Pew ma'am. This time I have brought William Wordsworth's famous poem Daffodils. This is about nature. In this video I'm going to explain each and every stanza of the poem. I will also talk about life of William Wordsworth. If you like the video, please share and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let's start. William Wordsworth is a famous romantic poet and is regarded as the leader of a new movement in English poetry. He was born at Cockermouth, Cumberland, in the Lake District of England. He was educated at Horshett Grammar School and St John's College, Cambridge. Wordsworth used to spend his time touring places and gathering experiences about which he would write later. According to him, poetry is spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotions recollected in tranquility. This is the famous quote that has been taken from Lyrical Ballad, one of his famous writing that was collaborated with Coleridge. This means that an object, occasion, or event in the present brings to his mind the memory of his past experiences. Many of his poems, including Daffodils, are based on remembrance of past things. Now, children, I'll be giving you little introduction about the poem. The occasion of the poem was the visit of the poet to Gaurav Park, Ullswater, on April 15, 1802. He saw daffodils growing by the side of a lake, nodding their golden heads beside the foaming waves. He was accompanied by his sister Dorothy. She had never seen such beautiful and plentiful daffodils. Some even grew among the mossy stones. Some rested their heads on the stones as on a pillow. Some of them tossed, reeled, and danced in the winds. They looked gay, ever changing and ever glancing. In the first stanza, you can see the lines: I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Oh, such wonderful lines written by William Wordsworth. The meaning of the lines are like this. The poet compared himself with a patch of cloud that moved on and on in the sky, over valleys and hills with the flow of wind. Suddenly, he saw a group of daffodils swaying briskly by the side of the lake. There was gaiety in their movement. The flowers had grown under the trees near the lake. They were everywhere, beside the lake, beneath the trees. A cool, light breeze was blowing. The vibrant flowers tossed their heads in the breeze as if in a dance. It was a divine sight, an ethereal experience for the poet. Next, we will go to stanza 2. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The meaning of the lines are: the poet recalled that the daffodils were growing in a long, unbroken chain along the bank of the lake. They were as numerous as the sparkling stars in the Milky Way in the sky. They were bright and beautiful, charming and cheerful. They were in an excessively huge number. It appeared as if they were enjoying a lively dance as the wind passed through them. Let us see the next stanza. The next stanza says, the waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. The meaning of the stanza is the waves of the lake also seemed to be dancing along with the daffodils with joy. But the dance of the daffodils indicated greater joy than the dance of the waves. The poet was enchanted by the whole scene. For some time he was spellbound by the scenic beauty of the daffodils, and he gazed upon them intently for a long time. His only thought was of the daffodils. His only joy were the daffodils. The flowers had mesmerized him, and he continued to look at them. The magic of the flowers had charmed him so much that he could not move from there. The waves of the lake also danced, but when the poet compared the two, he found that the daffodils danced more jovially. In such a merry company, the poet could not feel anything but ecstasy. He looked at them intently, but could not realize what a treasure of pleasure this scene had brought him. He had not realized the amount of joy the sight of the daffodils would bring him in future. Let's go to stanza. This is the last stanza of the poem. For often, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. The meaning of the line goes like this. Marking a break in time and shifting from past to present, the poet says that later, in his maturing years, when he lay on his couch in a pensive or vacant mood, pensive here means sad, the sight of the bright flowers would suddenly appear before his mind's eye. It usually happened when he was alone, and then his heart began to dance with joy. He felt as happy as the dancing flowers. The images had a magical effect on him. His loneliness vanished with the enchanting sight of the daffodils, and he felt joyous once again. So, the poet wants to emphasize on the effects of nature on our mood. Nature has the power to make us come out of melancholy and be peaceful and happy. The last stanza is the most important one. It is present, pleasure, and food for future years. Beautiful, joyous sights, sweet, melodious music, a calm and serene landscape are sources of joy. Which one is in their presence? Everybody knows it from personal experience. But Wordsworth goes further and in the last stanza suggests that such scenes or notes are flashed upon what he calls an inward eye to distinguish it from our physical eyes, which opens as a blessing of solitude in all its glory, and the heart dances once again with the same joy. So, I have tried to explain all the stanzas, children. Hope you have liked the video. Please share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.